Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Afterthoughts. Tim Risto here, host of the Creative Christians podcast and host here of Afterthoughts. As most of you know, I've been having a Pick the Topic voting contest here, both on social media and here on YouTube, where you, my listeners and viewers, get to pick the topic for the next episode of the Creative Christians podcast. I've had 3 different topics out there for y'all to select from: faith-based films, creative books of the Bible, and AI tools for Christian creatives. Today, we're going to officially announce the winner of the Pick the Topic contest. Those of you on social media already know the winner, but here's the official video announcement of the winner. And the winner of the Pick the Topic contest is number 1, faith-based films. I am so excited for this topic. I want to thank all of you for voting, participating, and being a part of this process. You helped to pick this topic. And I think it's really cool that I got some of the engagement that I got the participation that I got. This was a fun way to select the topic for the next episode. And I'm looking forward to digging into this. I'm already starting to dig into it. In fact, I've got a stack of faith-based movies back here that I've had on the shelf. Some ones I've watched over the years. I need to rewatch some of them. This is a very, very small sampling of what's available out there. I've got some on digital. I've got some on order through eBay. There's some that are free out there on YouTube and elsewhere. I've got a lot to dig into. And over the next 2 weeks, I'll be watching a ton of faith-based films to get caught up on those I haven't seen, to rewatch, like I said, those that I haven't seen in a while, and to just dig into this whole area of faith-based films. Probably in about 3 weeks, I'll have the podcast episode completed. So 2 weeks of watching, writing, researching, refining, and then 1 week of recording and editing the episode. So I'm hoping within about 3 weeks to get the next episode out, the one you voted for. I'm excited. This is an interesting topic. Being a film guy myself, I love to dig into movies. Faith-based films, I think, have a lot to offer. There's a lot of faith-based films out there. Some of it's good. A few of them are excellent or very good. But then there's a lot that's just mediocre. And usually, a lot of it, the production values are great, but it's the writing or the characters or the direction or the acting, that falls flat. They always seem to invest in high production values for the most part, but then it's the writing and the characterization, the things you need to spend a lot of time on before getting to the production, that often falter and get left behind and just are not developed well. So we're going to look at all of that. We're going to look at the storytelling. We're going to look at the production values. We're going to look at the writing, the directing, the talents behind the camera, the budgets involved, what the film's made, all that sort of stuff, as well as, of course, the most important thing about, why are they faith-based films? What do they have to say? What do they have to tell us about faith, about the Bible, or about our faith lives today? What is the messaging and what are they trying to say? So lots to dig into, and I'm very excited about this. I've begun work already. Like I said, I've got a lot of faith-based films to watch and dig into, but I'm excited. This should be a lot of fun. Once more, I just want to say thank you to all of you for participating. Y'all help to make this process a lot more fun, and it's exciting to know that you, my audience, my listeners, are the ones that selected this topic. Now, for those of you that picked number 2, Creative Books of the Bible, which again was very close. It was neck and neck with faith-based films for a while, and then at the end, faith-based films just took off and crossed the finish line by a good margin. So Creative Books of the Bible got a lot of votes, and then AI tools kind of was way behind a bit, but there was some interest in that. So I am thinking at some point I'm probably going to cover both those other topics at some point. Probably Creative Books of the Bible sooner than later, and then AI tools, which is going to take some research on my part yet. Will probably be somewhere later down the road. But most likely I'm going to end up covering both of those topics. So for those of you that voted for those instead of faith-based films, number one, I think you're going to enjoy what we cover about faith-based films, so stick with me on that. And number two, hang in there. Your topic will most likely get covered somewhere down the road yet in a future episode of the podcast. Anyway, thank you all so much. Appreciate you being a part of this process. And we're going to be covering a lot about faith-based films, both in that upcoming podcast episode, but also here on AfterThoughts. I'm going to have several weeks of episodes where I can talk a lot about some of the research and work that's going into writing for the podcast episodes. So AfterThoughts is going to be the perfect forum to talk about some of those ideas, some things that will be leading up to the episode, some things that may not make it in the episode, but I'll be sharing about that both this week with an additional episode of AfterThoughts, and next week probably be a couple episodes, and maybe even a couple the following week before the episode of Creative Christians podcast episode comes out. Do you all have a particular faith-based film that's a favorite for you? Either one that you've seen recently or just one that you've watched over the years that maybe touched you in a particular way or helped you grow in your faith or influenced your faith in some way? Or you just thought, hey, this was actually a pretty good movie. Go ahead and leave that title in the comments below. Let me know which films you liked, maybe why you liked them, and perhaps I can make sure to include those on my viewing list and get those in as part of the podcast episode too. That's all I got for today here on AfterThoughts. I got another episode coming up this week too, probably tomorrow or the next day, so stay tuned for that. Thanks. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next episode. Take care. Bye-bye.